Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Georgia and today I'm testing out foundation. I've got the MUA Pro Base foundation and the concealer in the shade 104. This is supposed to be long wear matte finish foundation. It says full coverage, long wear formula with a matte finish, blends easily for shine control that lasts all day. I'll show you the applicator. So this one is almost like on a spatula. It's quite a thick foundation, but it's like on a plastic spatula there. The concealer is on like a small dofer. Doesn't really get too much product actually out on it though, and it is a little bit, not so flimsy. It's just a bit small, and when you pull it in and out of here, you don't seem to get a lot of product out. That's all. The foundation was £5. It says award-winning full coverage long wear foundation with a matte finish, formulated with vitamin E and paraben free. This foundation blends easily for shine control that lasts all day. The concealer was £2.50, which is actually a really good price for a concealer. It says this lightweight concealer offers buildable coverage for imperfections with a smooth, flawless finish. The creamy texture is crease proof and long wearing. They do come in quite a few shades, but on their website it doesn't really give much help to find your correct shade. It just asks you a few questions and then tells you if you're cool, neutral or warm toned, and then it shows you the pictures of the swatches. There's not really much. Even when you click on it, it doesn't really give many photos of people wearing that colour, so you get an idea of what colour your skin might match to another model. But other than that, I think we just chose the lightest cool toned one, or the second lightest cool toned one or something, because it looked like a good match. It does look quite a nice colour actually on my face. But okay, so I've just moisturised my face, and I'm just going to go in with a primer on one side of my face, and this is the Poreless Putty primer. I don't usually use primers that much, but I just wanted to give it a try to see how it sits onto a primer compared to like how long it lasts on normal skin. Just gonna rub this in. So I've got the foundation and the concealer both in the shade 104. It says this is a cool toned one. It says it's full coverage, long wear formula with a matte finish, blends easily for shine control that lasts all day. So it is quite a thick foundation as well. It comes on like a spatula type thing in there, but it's quite a thick foundation. I was quite surprised when I saw it. But so I'm going to take a bit of that and then apply it to my face. I'm just going in with my Spectrum brush, B01, just like a flat sort of stick ring brush. I don't really use a beauty blender anymore, so I tend to just go in with a brush. I find it easy and just doesn't make such a mess. I think the colour's pretty good. I don't know if it is slightly too, I'm saying too cool or too light. I don't know. It's just very slightly. I suppose once I've got a whole face foundation, once I've got my full face on, it won't really matter too much. Anyway, so it's not really full coverage, but I still see patches of like my normal skin underneath and like spots and stuff. And I do find it's kind of separating on my chin and on my nose a little bit. Also under here, which it wasn't. I tried it out yesterday. It didn't do it then, so I don't really know what it is. It was really like separating on my face and getting really streaky with the brush. So I've just kind of gone and just patted it over my hand. It has helped it like blending better. So it might do better with like a beauty blender or something. I don't actually have one, so I'm just gonna do this for now and then dab back over. But it's almost like really separated on my nose. You can see my skin underneath and on my chin. But I tried this out yesterday. It didn't do it then, so I don't really know what the issue is and why it's doing that. But I'm just going to keep going and see what I can do. Probably adding more isn't going to help, but just kind of a little bit more just so it matches the coverage on the other side. Because if it says it's full coverage, then I don't really feel like it is, and then you have to build it to get to that point. But then it goes all like streaky and stuff. I don't know if it's just a bit of a brush I'm using or what, but like I said, I did this yesterday. It didn't seem to do it then. I don't know because it's a matte foundation whether like your actual skin, if it's oily or greasy or too like moisturised or wet at that time when you put it on top, whether it separates then or not. But surely people who want a matte foundation are going to have oily skin a lot of the time. I don't know. Not just me, it's always me with this stuff. I'm just going to go with the concealer anyway, because you know, the other side it is quite a small like dofer applicator on the end, and you don't actually get a lot of product when you do pull it out, so you kind of need a few pumps of it to actually get it Though I'm putting the concealer on top of the foundation already, and the foundation was supposed to do full coverage, I don't really think that the concealer is. Is this full coverage concealer? I don't know. It just feels like a thinner formula, and also you don't get that much product out. It just doesn't really feel like it gives as much coverage as the foundation does. Just going to go over a few like blemishes and stuff, because if it's in the shade that it's in the same shade as the foundation, so it shouldn't highlight it or anything. I think I'm just going to try a bit of the concealer on my nose and on my chin as well, where it has separated. It might make it worse, but here's trying anyway. Look at the foundation and the concealer. I don't know what, did I put any on my eyelids or not, because they look really dark, but I feel like I put any more and it's just going to be more of a mess. It does feel quite matte already, the foundation, so I suppose that is good, because sometimes when you put a foundation on, especially quite thick ones, they're still quite tacky, but it does feel like it's dried down quite matte quite quickly already, so that's nice. It doesn't feel like your makeup's going to slide off your face, or like if you touch your face it doesn't feel like it's just going to come off. I don't know, I wouldn't say it looks nice overall. It looks matte, and it is nice that it's matte and it isn't tacky. It is a nice colour match and it does look good for that, but I don't know, like, I know I've kind of got combination skin at the moment, so it's kind of oily and kind of dry, but I feel like it's patchy in places, and it's separated on my nose and on my chin, and it just seems to be patchy, like a build up like here a bit really, and then it still hasn't really covered where I want the coverage. It just seems to just sit in the places where I don't need it. And I know obviously foundation doesn't do that itself, does it? You have to put it where you want it, but I don't know, and especially because I used it yesterday and it didn't do that yesterday. It didn't separate, it didn't do anything. I used the same brush. I pretty much used the same products underneath it and everything as well. Obviously this side, well yesterday I didn't use a primer, but this side I used a primer and this side I didn't. So this side should still have been the same. When you're doing your foundation especially, you want a bottle that you can reach for, which you know is going to be the same every single time. Like, it doesn't really matter what's underneath it or how what underneath it affects the performance. Because I don't want to then just grab this bottle to use for like a night out or to go to work or something like that, and then put it on my face and it separates, and then either have to take it off and do it again, or just deal with it separating the whole day. You kind of want a foundation that is going to stay on and look good all the time really. And if you can't then rely on a foundation or on a product, then why would you keep reaching for it and keep using it if you don't know how it's going to turn out each time? I understand primers do play a big part in it as well. That's why people do make primers, and make primers for their foundations, or make primers for certain things, like if you've got oily skin or dry skin and stuff like that. So just put a bit of mascara on, that obviously went to Ivory too, but and a powder on my face. It actually looks alright with the powder. It's not too bad. It made it look a lot more matte and like smooth and everything with the powder on, but like just separated. And I find this happens to me a lot with foundation anyway, so maybe it's me and my skin and whatever I put on it underneath the foundation. But that's kind of why I want to look for one that actually works. And it's almost 1 o'clock now, so my foundation's been on about 5 hours. I just wanted to show you how it's like doing and stuff. It is a bit like oily on my chin and my nose still, obviously, and then on my forehead as well. It's almost like a patch. I don't know if I've then rubbed it or like wiped it or something that's come off, and then I feel like it's just quite like slippery on my face almost, and then up on my forehead as well, it looks a bit like, you can tell it's really separated. It's kind of like quite a bit up there. So I think it's all right for 5 hours, but obviously there's probably some which do last longer, and it's not as if it doesn't give a time for like how long the foundation should last anyway. It says long wearing, so there's not any claims that it should last for a long amount of time, but I guess it's just withstanding. But I do find it's kind of like, I don't know, just slippery on my face really, and I feel like it's easy to come off. It doesn't feel, my chin does, and probably my forehead feels a little bit like tacky. My cheeks still feel okay. It feels quite soft and smooth and everything. It doesn't actually feel like it's wiping off. Maybe my chin, I don't really know, but I suppose yeah, it's come off a bit on my hands. But I think it's done alright on the cheeks, so maybe if you have slightly drier skin but you still want a matte foundation, this might be a better one for you. But maybe I just need to find a better primer to go underneath it as well, to kind of like mattify it more as well. Maybe that might be a good thing, but otherwise yeah, this is it after 5 hours. Okay, so I filmed this bit before I do my check-in later on, but I just want to say thank you for watching the video. I hope this has kind of helped you make a choice about the foundation, or if you want to give it a try. So it's only £5 and then the concealer is £2.50. So if you want to give it a try and see whether it works for your skin or not. It says it is matte and it does feel like it does go down matte quite quickly. It's not sticky or tacky or anything. But I don't know, it just, for me at the moment, it's just a little bit separating on me, and I do that's because my skin is a little bit too oily underneath, or I've got a certain product on underneath that the matteness doesn't like to mix with. Maybe that's why it's separating, but I do find it does happen a lot on my nose anyway, so maybe it's just a problem area for me and I need to look for a foundation that doesn't do it on my skin. But otherwise it's a decent foundation, a nice enough coverage. I wouldn't say it was completely full coverage, but it's nice enough coverage, and it was a pretty nice colour and undertone for me as well, I think. You can get these from their website, and also Superdrug do MUA stuff as well. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!